Pray our Father helps us.
Pray our Father helps us.
So many feel so helpless.
So many feel so helpless.
Pray our Father helps us.
Pray our Father helps us.
We need Him right now. We need Him right now.
Okay. All right. So, Shalom, everybody. Today, I wanted to talk about what we were discussing last week, which I mentioned that I was going to come up with, which was firearms and why you would need a firearm. We definitely, like I always say in my videos, we definitely going to have a Bible study at the end of this, referring to everything or referring to some of the things we discussed in the video. All right. But there's a lot of things going on. And with the election, and there could be a possible firearm ban. And right now is a good time to get a firearm before you can't get a firearm, because it's really hard to get one right now. So it would be a really good time to get one. I know a lot of people have handguns, but handguns are to kill people. And that's something else we wanted to talk about later on in the video when we get into the Bible. Protecting yourself versus actually needing a gun to survive. Because if you had to protect yourself versus an animal or to hunt or something like that, you would need something a little different than a pistol. So that's what we wanted to discuss today. And I was going to bring forth a couple options right now to show you of certain things you could get. The first one I'm going to show you is a AR-15 chambered in the 22. Just to let you know, it's empty. All the guns in this will be empty. But this gun is chambered in the 22. And it's chambered in the 22, and 22s are right now bullets that you can still find. I had it on safety too, even though it was empty. But 22s are bullets that bullets that you can still find. That's why this AR-15 in particular, it's a 16-inch. It's chambered in 22, and that's why, because you could get tons of bullets, you could get tons of practice, and then if you had to be out in the woods in the wilderness. I mean, especially if you're a Hebrew. Shalom to all the people. If you're a Hebrew, you got to eat lawfully. You can knock sparrows. You can get a lot of things with this one, right? So, and it's quiet. It won't scare everything away once you tap something out. So, especially once you put this muzzle on it right here, the thing barely makes a move and it's extra quiet. So, definitely something like this would be something that's good. I know a lot of people talk against 22s, but let me tell you, pistols is not going to help you as much as you think. When it comes down to it in these end times, when you need a survival weapon, a weapon that you could get some food from, or constantly be able to shoot if you needed to, have clips with a lot of bullets and constantly be able to pop them in and let loose. And with the longer barrel, like I said, this is the AR-15, it's just chambered in the 22, but with the longer barrel, with the 16-inch barrel, you get more velocity, right? So also, one of the best parts about getting something like this is that it's chambered in 22, so they're cheap. You can have a bunch of bullets, right? And you can, right now, you can still go get them from Walmart. I'll show you some examples. Some 22 long rifle bullets I got from Walmart for like 16, 17 bucks. And it's 40 grain, and it's 300 in these, right? So you can still get this ammo. So this would be a good thing because you can still get this ammo. It's still a viable choice because of that. Because if you don't have bullets, you can't shoot your gun is useless. All right, so the next one we're going to bring forth is this one right here, which is a AR-15, the pistol version. It's a 10.5 inch. And got a red dot, and this is just a magnifier. So this gun is also something. You can hunt a lot bigger animals with a gun like this. But one of the problems is it's kind of hard to find the bullets. It's kind of hard to find the bullets in here, let me show you. I'm sorry. All of these are empty, like I said. So it's kind of hard to find the bullets in these. You know, I have a guy right now, and I can't really tell anybody the guy's name because my secret dude right now, and they're hard to find bullets. But this would be another viable choice. And like I said, with the laws that's coming, they could be banning these soon. So you definitely might want to look into getting something like this. All right. And like I said, this is something that you can use for protection. Both of these are actually. Any gun can be used for protection, but this one is loud. It's going to scare people away. But it also would scare some animals away. So you're going to have to be very accurate and precise with it. But that's kind of what it's meant for, okay? So, like I say, this is a AR-15 10.5-inch pistol, and this is another one which will be a good option during these times. Like I say, handguns is cool, and a lot of people have handguns. I have a handgun myself, but in a survival situation, it'd be very hard to hunt with your handgun. Like I say, the longer barrels actually go a long way. And a lot of people might have this, they might not, but this would be a good option as well. The shotgun, you know, because like I said, all of these are empty. But this would definitely be a good option. You could shoot different bullets in this as well. You can, like if it was a crisis, sorry, I had to get all up in the camera, but if it was a crisis situation, you could shoot some defender shells to defend yourself. You can also put beanbag bullets in this. They're non-lethal. Just to get people up off you. I'm pretty sure it's going to break bones if you get hit with this with a beanbag. So pretty sure they're not going to come forward once they get tapped a couple of times with this with a beanbag bullets. But you can get these defender shells, which are lethal. And then for the wilderness, you can get these bird shots. These are for hunting, the actual game hunting bullets. And these would be awesome if you get these for a gun like this for end times. But you would have to have a lot of these bullets, and that's another problem. These bullets are expensive, and you would need a lot of them, because you got to understand, most people aren't professionals. You go practice and target, but you don't track and hunt animals on a daily basis. So if you got into a situation like that, you might miss. You might miss a couple times and waste some ammo and have to retrack where those animals are and learn how to do it as you go. So you would definitely want to think about that and get extra shells. Like I said, this would be an excellent gun. It's a 12 gauge. I don't know who it's made by. None of that is really important. As long as it works and it's got really good reviews and what people say. Like, I'm going back to this gun right here because I did not get into the ammo. That ammo is, you can run, in that particular gun that I got is not the 300 Blackout series, but it's the 5.56 series. So you can run 5.56s like this in it, which are really, really, really hard to find. Really, really, really hard to find. And they're getting expensive. Or you can run some of these, which are the 223 rounds. You can run them both because it's chambered in a 5.56, so it can shoot them both. Now, that other one could have been chambered in the 223, but then I wouldn't have been able to shoot 22s. You get what I'm saying? With this one right here, I could shoot both. And the 22s are a lot less expensive. This is my hookup on these, but I can't really give out my hookup too much because right now it's really limited. But God willing, I'll get a business together and I'll start manufacturing bullets. And then once I start doing that, I'll put my hookup out in, I'll put a link out so people will be able to get bullets and everything that they might need for themselves. So, like I said, this is just an outliner. I just wanted to show options of things that you could possibly get during these times to protect yourself, and also survive. Like if things got so bad here, you had to go into the woods somewhere and survive. You're not gonna be able to make a bow and learn how to shoot a bow. It's gonna take forever to learn how to do that. You'd be done starved to death, especially if you one of God's people, meaning we can only eat specific things. You understand? So with that being said, I hope that people do take heed to this and get them, especially if you can get them before you can't get them and before they ban you being able to get them. One of the reasons you would take guns away is because you knew something bad was about to happen. Because like we discussed in the other video, the people that they're going to take these guns away are us, law-abiding citizens who can legally own these firearms. The people who are not law-abiding citizens will have access to these firearms and they won't be legal. And then you'll no longer be able to protect yourself. And one thing people should learn, Police don't protect people. You call the police and you tell them you're getting shot, like, they're not about to come in, jump in the way and stop the guy from shooting you. Most likely they'll come after the fact. And that's how it happens. You got to know how to protect yourself. And like I say, if all things break down, you have to be able to survive. Because the Bible, what did Christ say? Those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. All right. So on that note, we're going to go right into the scriptures. That's going to be the next part. All right. I'm back. Shalom, everybody. So now we can get into the scripture. This is Exodus 16, and we're going to start at 1. And we're going to skip a little bit. So we're going to go a little bit here and there, but we're going to get it, all right? And it says, and they took a journey from Elam, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elam and Sinai. On the 5th day, it says, on the 15th day of the 2nd month after their departing out of the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness, right? So you got to understand, when they left Egypt, and we're going to get into this a little later, they was good. God left them out with, they had cattle, they had gold, they left out good. You understand? So this is after they're depleted all their goods. They starting to starve now. So they murmuring against God and Moses, really, which is murmuring against God, because Moses was only doing what God wanted him to do, you know? So, and it says, and the children of Israel said unto him, would to God we have died in the hand of the Lord. It says, in the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, right? For ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill us, this whole assembly, with hunger. Because they starving now. They was good at first, but now they starving. They was out praising, building idols, which they wasn't supposed to do, but now they're starving, right? Then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them, whether they walk in my law or no. Right? So now this is when God rains down manna on them. And we should know the story of this. He rained down manna. He gave them a specific rule of which time they could eat the manna and that they couldn't take more than they needed. And they tried to covet. They tried to take more than they needed. They tried to hold on to more than they needed. And it started getting foul and smelly, right? Now check this out. We're going to skip down. We're going to get down to 16 and 7, all right? And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Lord, for that he heareth your murmurings against the Lord. And what are we, that ye murmur against us? And Moses said, this shall be when the Lord shall give you in the morning flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full. Right? When the Lord shall give you in the evening, when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to be full. Because they like, well, we got bread, we don't got no flesh, right? And it says, and Moses said, this shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full. For the Lord heareth your murmurings, which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord. Like I said, because Moses was only doing what God wanted Moses to do. Right? And then this is what the Lord said to Moses. We're going to skip down again to Exodus 16 and 11. And he says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto him, saying, at even ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread. And ye shall know that I am the Lord your God. And it came to pass that at even the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning dew lay round about the host. And when the dew lay, it was gone up. Behold, upon the face of the wilderness they lay a small round thing, as small as the hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, it is manna. For they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, this is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat. Right? So he gave them quails in the evening, and he gave them bread, manna, in the daytime. Now they weren't satisfied. So we got to do a step better. We got to be satisfied with whatever God gives us. And one of the things was they left out good. But we're going to go into something right there, right? Because he gave them manna and he gave them quail. So we about to go into Leviticus real quick, because Leviticus is going to show us something. Leviticus is going to show us how we cannot eat something that was not killed of itself. You get what I'm saying? Like that was dead on its own. So God couldn't have gave them the sparrows, and they have been dead already. And the reason we're going into this is for the guns, because you need guns to kill stuff to eat. You understand? We don't have bows. We're not those type of people that they were. Slingshots and bows where we perfect at using them. Now we have guns. All right. So here we go. This is Leviticus 22:8, right? It says, that which dieth of itself is torn, or is torn with beasts, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I am the Lord. You see? So if it dies of itself, or another animal has started to kill it, we're not allowed to kill it and defile ourselves with that. We must kill it. That's why when we kill stuff, it's a sacrifice. That's why he says that they would take away the daily sacrifice. That's what it meant. The fact that we killed to eat daily. Now we just go buy meat and somebody else is killing it. You get what I'm saying? So this was the daily sacrifice in which people made in order to survive. And therefore you have to have guns, because he didn't just send the sparrows and they died and then the people picked the sparrows up. No, they killed them. He sent the cloud, like a flock of sparrows, and the people killed the sparrows and ate to their full. And then in the morning, they had dew to eat to their full. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully y'all understand that, right? Now we're going to go into another thing that I wanted to hit, which is in Psalms, okay? And he says, and this is to talk about when they left, to prove the point that when they left Egypt, they were good. Like, they were healthy. They were good. They were good. God had did a lot to help them at that point in time. And it says, this is Psalms 105, and we're going to start at 36. And he says, he smote also all the firstborn in their land, the chief of all their strength. And this is what he did to Egypt. He brought them forth also with silver and gold, and there not one, it says, and there was not one feeble person among their tribes. You get what I'm saying? So this is what he was talking about us. Not one feeble person was among our tribes when we left, right? And it says, and we're going to skip down. It says, we're going to skip down to 105 and 40. It says, the people asked, and he brought quails and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. He opened the rock, and the rivers gushed out. They ran in dry places like a river. You see, so he gave them water in the wilderness, and he gave them bread in the wilderness. But when they left, not one person was feeble. You get what I'm saying? They left with riches, with gold, and not one person was feeble. They had cattle. They had everything to take care of them. That's why when they went out, they were partying. They were sacrificing to the idol that they had made out of gold, and they were partying. That means they had plenty of water and plenty of food to eat in order to make the sacrifices in which they were making. Hopefully you guys are following me. All right, so now we're going to go into the definition of what feeble means, right? And this is with Merriam-Webster since 1828, right? Feeble. Definition of feeble. Markedly lacking in strength. Means you weak. That happens if you're deprived of food. Indicating weakness, right? A deficiency in qualities or resources that indicate vigor, authority, force, or efficiency. Because you can't be as efficient or as forceful if you're weak from being feeble, right? Inadequate, inferior. So these are the definitions of feeble. So like I said, nobody was lacking in strength. Everybody was filled and strong and ready to go. That's why they were offering the sacrifices and partying out there in the wilderness. Now let's hit Luke up. And that's the first reason. That's the first reason why I said in the video, I had to bend down, and that was not good for my back, y'all. But to get a gun. The first reason I was saying that is because how do you shoot sparrows? How do you hunt? How do you get something to eat? How do you kill anything without having a gun? How do you do any of that without a gun, right? So that was one of the first reasons, or one of the reasons in general I said to get yourself a gun. Now this is the other reason, right? And this is Christ, right? And let's see. This is going to be in Luke 22 and 35, right? Now check this out. He says, and he said to them, when I sent you without purse or script and shoes, lack ye anything? And they said nothing, right? Because Christ sent them out without purse. We know what a purse is. That means to hold your money, without a wallet. They didn't have no money on them. They had no script, no Bibles, no books with them, and no shoes. And they just went out. And he said, lack you anything? And they said nothing. Then he said unto him, but now he that have a purse, so if you have some money, use it wisely. Grab your money and you better start using it wisely. This is the time when Christ left, he knew that they were about to get taken down. And they had a job to do before they were taken down. All right. And he also mentioned that at the end of the times of the Gentiles, that those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. So that's our job, is to endure and to make it to Christ. You understand? So make sure you following what I'm saying. Definitely. Please make sure you're following what I'm saying. It says, then said he unto them, but now ye that have a purse, let him take it. And likewise his script. So grab your money, grab your Bibles, and he that have no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. Right? So sword was back then element for defense. You couldn't hunt with a sword. It was for defense. And that was the second part that I was going to get to about why you need, why you need one of these or something like it. All right? It's because now it's time to get you a sword. You understand? And it says, and likewise his script, and he that have no sword, let him sell his garment. So sell something and buy one. For I say unto you that this that is written must yet be accomplished in me. And he was reckoning among them the transgressions for the things concerning me have an end. And they said, Lord, behold, here are 2 swords. And he said unto them, this is enough, right? So get you something to protect yourself. The laws are about to change, so you might not be able to do it soon. So that's what all these videos is really about. I would love to see y'all getting food and making sure you good with food, beans and rice, some jars of seasoning. You get what I'm saying? And then get some guns, get you some ammo. And it's not to go hunt people. Don't go march on the street with your guns. This is not what that's about. Provoking. It's not about provoking. But if you're forced into a situation, when the Bible says, when persecution arriveth in one city, fleeth unto the next. So if you're forced into a situation where every city in the country has persecution in it, then what did Christ say? When you see the abomination which stands before, the abomination of desolation as spoken by the prophet Daniel, which stands before the throne, right? Or it stands before, I'm messing it up, I'm sorry. But he says, when you see the abomination of desolation, flee into the mountains of Judea. Okay? So we are going to have to go into the wilderness. Like he says, I will take you into the wilderness a second time. And I'm sorry for chopping that last scripture up. But he says, I will take you into the wilderness a second time. You know? And there I will plead with you face to face as I did your forefathers before you. But the thing was, he had put the spirit in Moses to get the people ready and help the people get ready. And right now he's put the circumstances in front of us in the time to give us so we could get ready and prepare for this. And that's what a lot of the new switch in my videos is about getting ready and being prepared for these times. And we always going to use the Bible, and we also going to have tons of deep topics as we always did. So thank you guys for tuning in. Praise the Most High God, right? Ahaya by Shemeshaya, Rabawakwadash, the water Abba. And thank you guys so much. The water to you guys for tuning in. And y'all have a blessed one. Barakatah and Shalom.
Pray our Father helps us.
Pray our Father helps us.
So many